All right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to your Captain Studio. My name is your Captain, as you already know. Today I have this amazing person right here. Her name is
Manuela.
The name is Emanuela. She's an amazing person. Trust me, you're gonna love who she is and her persona, everything about her. Now, a lot of you have actually said that it's been a while you heard from me. Yes, I've been away for a while. I had a lot of things I was doing and all that, but hopefully we've come back and then we're gonna do more and then make sure you get what you want. And let me also let you know that there are lots of things that I have packed up for you. So you stay tuned, like, follow, share, let someone know about us, and you will love everything, and you won't be disappointed as well. So Ella, today's conversation is a very quite an interesting one. She's actually here to answer my questions, right, and then tell me her ordeals, because
Questions,
I I actually find it very interesting. Job hunting in Accra, right? That's basically the conversation for today. Job hunting in Accra. Without further ado, Ella, have you? I actually know that you are job hunting.
Yeah.
How has the journey of job hunting been for you?
Job hunting has not been easy, not only in Accra, everywhere.
Right.
I call my colleagues from Tokadi and they'll be like, "You are not getting job, Kumasi, everywhere." So
Okay.
then most of my colleagues are now doing hand job, like maybe weeks, sell
Okay.
perfumes and other things. But
Right.
you need money to start. Like you can't just get up and be like,
But you did your NSS. I mean, yes, NSS money you could have just gathered something to
Someone
really
five.
start. Yeah, it could start something.
If when I deduct transportation,
Mm-hmm.
it's left it.
Because I remember,
It's left
I
it
remember.
215.
And guys, I'm not being political here. I remember when 2020 during the election year, there were adverts, and then I think people were telling us about how the NSS was really being helpful, and how someone was like he was able to gather all that money to set up a barbering shop,
Okay.
and actually had two different barbering shops,
Okay.
which he was getting enough money. So having heard somebody like that, if you tell me that if you deduct your salary, it's, I mean, how is that?
Maybe first of all, the company the person was in, maybe they were paying the person much money, like more money.
Like
Because I
say they
know-
pay them extra.
Yeah, no, like so it depends on your company. Some companies will choose to pay you extra because they know the work you are going to do. You
Okay.
are going to do a work of an employee.
Okay.
Some companies you are going to work as an employee but still pay you that 715. I had this friend at Valco. Have you know Valco?
Yeah, I know
Tema
Valco, yeah.
And then he says national service personnel are taking 4,000.
Wait, is it that they were now like they were done with the service and they are doing
No.
as they are doing their service?
4,000. When they were
Okay.
done with their service, they gave each person 6,000 Ghana cedis.
Oh, okay. So in that case could be different.
Yeah, and then maybe the other person, maybe he or she had a supporting
Parent or family.
Exactly. Maybe they were sending her money or him money always.
It was actually him. Okay.
Okay, so then he's always receiving money from the parents, and so then that 715 he can, or that 599 could have, he can save it for something else.
Okay.
But if you don't have anyone supporting you, you barely get money from people, how are you going to?
And you know, when I did the introduction, I made mention of Accra, because Accra, one of our biggest challenges is transportation. Like, you could earn enough, but transportation in Accra would just
drain everything.
I'm telling you, like personally, where I work, okay, my place where I work isn't far, but the way where I am situated, where my house is,
Yes.
you can't get trotro.
So then
You can't get, so you have to do boat. You have to do taxi, Uber. Those are the only ways, the only options available. And I looked at okay, can I do a little bit of walking? The last time I tried, I got to work and I was all wet because it was sunny, and I work in the afternoons. It was very sunny, and then walking from where my house is to where I could get a Trotsky, it's quite a distance. Descending and climbing, it means that it wasn't an option. Walking to get a Trotsky wasn't an option. So transportation is really, so I actually understand, like when you take the transportation out of it, there's nothing to write home about. But then isn't there also an option where you could probably, like, I am much more into entrepreneurial stuff. Okay, I love it when people are able to, because after all, the school we go to, it's not all about finish and then get job.
Exactly.
We go to obtain that knowledge where we're able to start something on our own. So once you are done, you after service, and I've had a lot of people, apart from the one I gave you, the example I gave you, I've had a lot of people who are like, so I was doing my national service.
And
I was able to
working.
save up. I was able to save up. So before I was done with my national service, I actually started something like this. I started a hair business because I was able to save 1 or 2. Start a hair business. Oh yeah, I was able to use that money I earned from my NSS. I was able to start a nail technician business. So I went to learn, and then once I was done, I was able to start. So to some people, they didn't have to really go job hunting.
Exactly.
But what is the difference between them and you?
Okay, so then when I started my national service, I was coming from Dowinger.
Okay.
To Spenters, and then
where's the Dowinger? I'm sorry, I don't know where that is.
Pram after coming to 25.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, going to Pram.
Yeah, I see that side.
Aklao, that road, yes. Then moving from that side to work was very stressful. The traffic, the transport involved, I get to work and I'm so exhausted because latest by 5 I have to leave the house.
Right.
And work starts at 8, so then I have to get to work like latest by 7:30.
Okay.
Yeah. And apart from that, those people, no, I'm sure maybe they had means of transport, because some companies also have transportation, like they pick their workers, their employers.
Right.
Yeah, but here's the case where I was working, I wasn't getting anything like that.
Okay. So okay. So you were done with your NSS.
Yes.
And now you have to come out there.
The money that I had wasn't enough to start a business. I decided to go for job hunting.
Okay. And so far, how many jobs have you hunted for, and how have you gotten any? How was it like?
Okay, so far I've hunted for a lot of jobs.
Can you give us a number?
I can't. A lot. Like
a lot?
A lot, yes.
Like we are talking about maybe 20 jobs?
Oh, no, I'm not sure it will be up to 20.
Okay.
Maybe 14, 15 there.
Okay, all right. And then how have they been? Like, how is the experience
so then
like?
Those that they've called me, the first one I had was Ephraim Network at Osu.
Okay.
Yeah. And then it was good, but the time we closed because they use the Eastern time, so then we work from 1 p.m. to 10 p.m.
Okay.
And then the time you close wasn't favoring me. One time I got to the house like around 12:01, which wasn't good for where I stay.
You stay, all right.
So then my mom told me to quit because anything, and then the underbridge there wasn't even safe for me. Anything can happen. They're always robbing people.
Okay.
Sometimes you close from work and you have to go and stand at the roadside for like an hour, 30 minutes, 45 minutes before you get a car home.
Okay.
And you get home too, there's no light. Sometimes the driver even drops you somewhere else that he tells you that he has closed. He can't go far. Wow. So you don't have any option than to drop down and
transport in Accra. Okay.
So then my mom told me to stop. And the second one I had, I actually didn't get though, but I went for the interview and they asked me where I stay, and I told them this way I'm staying. They were telling me no, it's far because of their work schedules. So
right.
One lesson, maybe next time when they ask me where I stay, I just told them
give them a place closer.
Yeah,
so
closer.
They just okay.
Yeah, so that I would get the job. And then this is the third one. Okay, so the third one I had was a company in East Legon, where they asked me this funny question that if someone comes with the same qualification and the person is willing to take a lesser amount, should they employ the person?
Wait. Were they employing you? Sorry, I went
after the interview. After we are done with the interview,
they asked you if someone should come with a lesser qualification. In fact, when I went for the interview, my time was 10 p.m. but someone also came and her time was 11. So then they gave everybody time. You're supposed to report for the interview. So when I got there, someone was already inside. Okay. And a settled gentleman, I think from the reception, gave me a number which was number 60 something. So then I didn't understand the 60 something. So then I walked to him and I was like, what's the 60 something meaning? Because I just go here and give me a card. 60. It was like, I'm number 60 something. I was like, are you joking? He was like, yeah. And when I saw there are a lot of people in front of you.
When I saw the job, it was actually 3 positions. I think administrative executive,
Right.
IT personnel, and something. I think sales something or
Okay.
yeah. So then it was 3 positions.
Right.
So then I went for the administrative assistant.
Okay.
And then 60 something, only 60, 100 and something aspiring for looking for
3 positions.
three
Yeah.
positions. So then when they asked me that question, told me to go and think about it. But before I left, the man told me that they give breakfast and lunch. So they asked me my salary expectation. I was like 2,000. I said 2,000. So
Right.
then
The 2,000 is okay. I mean,
it's okay.
It's not even. See, looking at the current
So then
economic.
I actually-
hold on.
okay.
Hold on for me. Looking at the current economic conditions we have here, for somebody to pay you 2,000, it is never okay. It is never okay. Like, we have to literally be like, because they're human, and sometimes I feel like some of the business owners exploit, like they use that as a yardstick to just, they know they can pay you more.
Yes.
They know what you're doing, you deserve more, because
Yeah.
I don't like to do this comparison where you want to talk about Semi or UK, okay, or if I were in the US, or let's say in the Europe,
Yeah.
okay, my salary would have been better, because that same job somebody's doing it out there and the person's been paying
Yes.
a lot of money. But then, so they know it's not enough. But then I just feel like, because they feel like a lot of people need a job, because you said something that if that same position, if somebody
Yes.
is being paid lesser
than
and then,
what I'm asking for, should
Yes.
they employ the person?
Like, how
And
do you
told
ask
me
this?
to go and think about it. So then when I was going initially, because it was as East Legon, I asked and they were like, I can pick from where I'm coming from. I can pick a car to Ashalibutre, then pick a car from Ashalibutre to East Legon. So I wasted much transportation that fateful morning before the interview.
Right.
So after the interview, I asked the security personnel that, can I get a shortcut to the motorway?
Right.
I was like, oh, from here to the motorway is just like 5 minutes drive. I was like, are you kidding me? I was like, yeah. So then he showed me and I got there and I was like, ah. So then this morning I came to waste about 60 something cities getting
Yes,
here.
yeah.
Then going back, I pay 5 cities to get home. So then I actually did my calculation for my
Yeah, like, it was
transportation,
perfect.
and then I was like, if I'm getting 1,800, 1,700, because my transportation was almost like 400 cedis, so then
Right.
I could keep the 1,200 on myself, and then they are giving breakfast and lunch. So then this one is even an
Shall we-
opportunity.
this is
Me to
perfect.
save my money.
That's right.
So then I called the following day, and they were like, they will get back to me, but I'm sure the time I called, they've already gotten someone.
Right.
Yeah, so then I didn't hear from them.
But you see, I think for an employer asking an employee that if somebody should, I think that is very low, like, of them, because
Yeah.
regardless, if you want to pick somebody taking lesser amount, like I am requesting for, I'm okay with it. I don't have a problem, but don't ask me.
Exactly.
It is so wrong. If you think you want somebody, then you tell me that, well, because you see, companies have policies. Okay,
Yes.
For new employees, they know that they have a policy that says that we are paying you 1,000 Ghana cedis.
Yeah, for
And then,
probation
yes,
period.
for probation, yeah, exactly, and so it's gonna move up. It's understandable, but then you don't ask me my expectation, even though those who have that policy, they still ask anyway.
Yeah.
Okay, and then you tell them. It influences decisions making, because they feel like, okay, so you are expecting, let's say, 5,000, and then our basic is probably for probational employees, we give them, like, say, 2,000, and so it means that if we take you, there are a lot of reasoning that can come in there. But then for someone employee to ask you that question, I feel like that was very low of them
Very.
to. Wow, then Charlie.
Yeah, and then actually job hunting is not easy.
The transportation, moving from one place. Hey, now
yeah.
wait. You do not have money already,
I don't.
and then you have to. So wait, where is it your parents that
So
are
let me tell
funding
you
your?
One funny thing that happened, I was home one day when a friend called me, Jane, and was like, Ella, let's go for jump hunt at Free Zone, Time Free Zone.
Okay.
So then I picked the car. She was coming from the Winya. We were all coming from the Winya, so I rented a house at
Okay.
my place. So then she was coming from the Winya. I was also coming from the motorway. So then I got there. I think I got there 30 minutes before she also got to the Free Zone entrance. And then, so I asked her, Jane, what are we going to do? Because we didn't actually plan. You just called me, so I've printed my CV. So then,
Right.
what are you going to know? You know, Free Zone is very big. It's an enclave area. So then, for you to, from this place, before you get to another factory, it's quite a distance.
Okay.
So now I was asking her, so what are you going to do? Are you going to walk, or we are going to pick a motor? And then, so then one motor came, and then we asked if from here and I'm going to Coco Tuton, how much are you going to take? And then the motor driver was like 12 cedis.
Right.
So then, if we are supposed to scout for about 10 companies, and they are not picking the two of us, they have to pick one person, then the other person has to pick a different ride.
Well, that's a strategy, yeah.
Then Jane watched my face. I look at her face. I was like, Jane, let's walk. And that afternoon, I think the weather changed. Looks like it started drizzling. Then we roamed for like about 2 hours. We went to some companies. Some companies, the security men sacked us. Some too, yeah, they told us we should drop our CVs at the entrance. Some too, they were like, there is no vacancy.
Right.
So when the weather changed, we had to go back home. When I go home, I was so exhausted.
Obviously.
After bathing, I don't know what happened.
So the thing is,
when I opened my eyes, it was in the evening.
Yeah.
I was so tired.
I mean, I've had people talk about this job hunting thing, and I know it is not easy. I know people really. People can put in the comment section their ordeals. Like, it's crazy the way people have to go a long distance, the places people need to go to before getting a job. I think it's not easy. It's a lot of work when you have to really go job hunting the way, and mind you, it's not like we have an occupation area, a place where you could say that a lot of job, like you're saying, the free zone or wherever, where you even the distance from one place to the other is another job on its own.
It's not easy.
You get it? So I know it is not easy. So are you still job hunting, or you've given up?
I can't give up like that. It's not like maybe if I have. Initially, when I completed school, or before I completed school, I had a lot of idea to start a capital. Honestly speaking,
right.
I was always on phone discussing that with my mom. But I thought maybe when I come home, I was going to get that money for that capital.
Right.
Whilst I'm doing my NSS, like having had business idea with people where we wanted to start something, but where is the money?
Okay.
And in Ghana, starting something is not easy. Like, people discouraging you,
right.
And then other things, you go to places and they don't even want to look at your product, but that same product that you see it in a nice wrapper, someone can do the same thing,
of
but
course.
just like we don't have a nice packaging as well. Like,
right.
Packaging sells the product,
right.
But you can't just get up and just have some
good looking packaging.
Yeah, you definitely start with some rubber or some.
Basically you start from somewhere and then you build up. Yeah. And so
it has not been easy. Like, the job hunting is really frustrating, very frustrating.
Well, I think personally, I also did. My job hunting wasn't really. I didn't do a lot because me, I hate nonsense. I do not like. I hate. Well, okay. Let me put it this way. I think for me, one of there was a job I applied, and the day I got there, the man the CEO looked at my face and like, no, you have the job. I didn't say anything. I just submitted my CV, and then right there he was there. You're like, no, you've got a job. So, and from there, the second one too, I applied. A colleague was already there. Told me that there's a vacancy. You can come in, and I have a profession in IT, so it was much easier. So an IT position, I went in there, I got it. Then I think a colleague told me about another one. That's the only. I think that was the only job I got. I got a bounce. So I wrote to them, and they told me it wasn't even a bounce. I was told that before, and that job is in Osu. They told me that before you can get that qualification. You can get that what's the name? You can get a job. You have to the HR. You have to grease the HR's palm.
Really?
Yeah, you need to pay something. And at the time, I think I was being asked to pay like 1,000 Ghana cedis, and that was 20. If I'm not mistaken, that should be 2015. 2015,000 Ghana cedis was quite an amount.
Exactly.
So I just didn't see them. I'm like, well, at the time, I had my own side business I was doing. I was doing graphic designing, and so I didn't see the importance of really, because at the time, again, I didn't know how much I was going to be paid for. So I paid 1,000. No, man, so I decided not to pay that money to be there. But I think generally that is why we have a lot of unemployment, because job hunting itself is another crazy thing.
Very crazy.
Very, very crazy. And I think some of these things actually is what brings about prostitution, hookups, because People need job. They are not getting jobs.
Exactly.
So anything they can do,
fast to get money, I'm going
is
to
what
do
they
it.
are basically
And
doing.
you know the funny thing, you think like today I'm going for the interview and I'm the only person.
You get there.
You get there
Mhm.
and then you don't meet not less than 25 or 30 people.
I think you just need to know that there's no way you're gonna
So
be
then-
the other person.
The last interview I went,
Right.
when I was going, it was in my mind that Charlie, put this at the back of your mind that you're not the only person looking for a job.
Right.
Like you're just going to meet a bunch of people, a lot of people. So then whatever comes, whatever happens, what can come, like just put it at the back of your mind. But like I feel like if we all start something like some side businesses or other things, I think the side businesses we should start it from school.
Right.
Yeah, so that when you come, you are doing your NSS after, because when you start from school, at least the business is growing. So then by the time you come home and then you are doing your national service and doing other side business, you don't really get affected after you are done with your national service and the company doesn't employ you.
You have a good point, but I also think that it depends, because I've had people who were in school and then they started side business. Right. I have this lady I remember in the north. She was schooling in the northern region. She was into a lot of things. She was selling. She was into sales, actually. Smalls. She was doing makeup. She was a nail technician. She was selling skincare products. So like she was way back in school. So I remember when her parents knew that she was going to school by bus, she was actually going by air.
So then at
And
least
she
you
always
get
miss her
something
flight.
to support yourself.
I get it. I think it's and I feel like, well, if you start in school, it's good, because
Yeah.
then you have a lot of colleagues who would know what you do,
Yeah.
would want
But
to
not my
patronize.
class colleagues.
Well, well, it's like that. Mostly the people you think would patronize you are the ones who don't.
Exactly.
So I get it, but it still don't mean that you can't start it, because those are some of the challenges why people don't want to start business in the first place, because they see the challenges that comes with it. They hear what people say and when they started and how they didn't get the support and everything. I think by seeing some of these things makes them feel like, no man, we're not doing it.
Exactly.
We are not doing it. But I think it's a very good idea.
Yeah.
It's not being an entrepreneur is not for everybody.
Exactly.
It's not for everybody. But then it is also worth trying to know whether it's going to be for you or not. Because sitting down at one point and then being content with what you have is also going to be it. Because like you're done with school, you come in and then you are done with NSS. You don't get employment after NSS. You need to go job hunting, go through all
the
this
most
stress
interesting thing
before you go there. How were you able to? Because you are home.
Yeah.
How are you getting the money to do all these rounds you're doing?
There are times where, so before I completed my nationals, I had some little amount of money there that I was thinking to top up for something else.
Right.
But since I wasn't getting job and that was what I was using for my transportation. Right now my account balance is zero, like zero. So then
her account balance is zero.
like, zero, nothing. Like when I open it, not 0.1 or point something,
That's zero.
zero.
But you need to put something in there, because they will deactivate your account. When you leave your account
But like,
dormant for a while.
No, it's going to take a while.
All my days.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, you can
while.
reactivate it, so it's fine. it's gonna be fine. But hopefully you get job soon.
Yeah. I'm also hoping.
Because it's very important.
Stressful. Like I have to get
No,
job,
but
and then
today's Ghana, you can't live and be like you don't have a job. How do you do it? If anybody out there is saying that, oh, like it's home without, then it means that there's money at home. These people are trying to tell us that you don't really need to work so much. Because I feel like you need to. It's a lot of work. Like to be home and not doing anything itself is a lot of work. Because the stress, the emotional trauma, like
it's not easy.
I know. I have a little bit of it.
A day comes and then you are hoping to get a job and then nothing. You don't hear news. Sometimes I can scroll through my mails thinking maybe I had a notification where I didn't see it, and then nothing. Go through my mail. Sometimes I go through my mail and I'll be like, so I've applied for all this job.
Yeah, none of them.
From October to November, the jobs I've applied.
None of them.
Gmail is giving award, I think
you'll be getting one.
The first 5 people I should.
You should be part of your first 5. All right, I see that.
Like I'm always even things that are not even related to my field. I'll be like, let me give it a try because there is no harm in trying. Like,
right.
Yeah, and then if you want qualify for it and you can do it best, there is nothing wrong with it.
All right, ladies and gentlemen. So this is where we bring our conversation to an end, and I'm saying that job hunting is real in Ghana, in Accra. If you are fortunate to find one, please hold on to it.
Go to a good school because there are some schools when you complete, forget.
I remember when I once taught in a school, and one child got was it 12, grade 12, and then wanted to attend, I think was it August school, and then the dad felt like it's too far. Why you want all the way to August school Central Region? No, man, it's not. No. So the dad actually said no. So the person should apply should rather change it to this school. This school, Nungwa Secondary School. And I remember, if I'm not mistaken, the head teacher at the time was like, "Why, your father? Are you serious? Wait, did your father go to school at all? Does your father really know what Augusto can do for you?"
Sally.
Because I have heard people talk about, oh yeah, I mean, when I went there, the head, the CEO, the FCO, the CFO, and everybody, it was a former student of Infantipim. It was a former student of Augusto Adisado.
Infantipim has a whole
that.
Student association where when you complete school, like, so then when you complete Infantipim, there is no way you sit in the house. Then it means you are lazy.
Except that you do not really probably want the options they give you.
Yeah. Like your work is there. Mm-hmm. Your work is there. So then there is no need for you to struggle. But if you go to some school that they don't even know,
like my school. I'm not going to tell you, but those of you who know, you know. I beg, don't put in the comments. I don't want anybody coming attacking me. But my school, you know that you have to struggle for your own self because you're not getting it. Nobody, the old student association self. Where are they?
It has collapsed. It's not even in existence.
So it's really bad. And yeah, this, like I said earlier, this is where we bring our conversation to an end. Stay tuned. We're going to bring you more on other matters that really matters to everybody. It matters to you, it matters to me.
Sure.
If there's unemployment, trust me, it's crazy because then a lot of people are into certain things that we don't want to talk about on this platform. Stay tuned and we'll meet again.